Okay.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm Jenny Cohodes. I'm so excited to be here tonight. Michelle asked me to help lead a team call and kind of left it a little open-ended. And so I really got to thinking about what was a lesson that I've learned that's made a big difference that I would love to share with someone who's been in the business for a long time or starting off fresh. I really think this is something that every single person can benefit from. So tonight's theme or lesson is all about building a brand and not a business. And I don't know if that freaks anyone out because they're like, wait, what is she talking about? But I'm going to, really dive in and tell you guys some things just that I've learned, that I've read, that I've listened to. And hopefully everyone tonight will leave with a little bit better direction of who are you speaking to? What do you want to show up in the world offering? And how can we go make a bigger impact? So I want to start with a question, which is, and you can raise your hand or, type in the chat box, yes, but have you caught yourself saying things like, Facebook just isn't working anymore, or Instagram just isn't working like it used to anymore? These Facebook parties aren't working, or my general messages just, what are y'all doing? So has anyone experienced that? You're just like, this isn't working anymore. What am I doing? So that is pretty common. And far too often these days, we're seeing people take a passion and launching a business, which is amazing. It's so amazing that we live in this day and age and we can do that. It's really exciting. And so you want to share that with everybody, right? Because that momentum is there. You want to tell your mom, your dad, your sister, and Facebook, and everybody. And so suddenly you become a walking, talking billboard all about your offer. And we've probably seen this ourselves. We've been added into Facebook groups that we didn't know, new friend requests, or super direct messages about the latest, greatest product from someone you don't even really know. Literally this morning, ironically, I got a message. I don't even know who she is. And it was just like, hey, I just had this party and I know you're going to love the product. And that was it. And I'm like, who is this? Like, I have no idea. I didn't click on it because, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is, why we're really in this for a voice and a mission and a brand and not a business. So I really want to focus in on this because I have personally seen a lot of growth in my own business from transitioning out of that business mindset of offer, and into more of a brand mindset. So I'm not going to lie, my personal story, I actually had no intention of building a brand. It honestly just fell on my lap and came from a true passion, which is cooking. And my really good friend, Christina Turner, we run a food blog together with some of our other teammates, but it honestly came out of nowhere. I'll never forget. I was driving home from Dallas and her and I were on the phone for probably like 2 or 3 hours talking. And we were like, we have a lot of good ideas. Like, we should just start typing up some recipes. And wouldn't it be cool if like all the recipes are 10 ingredients or less? And we're like, yeah, what would that be called? I don't know, like something about delicious and simple foods. And I mean, it was just like out of nowhere. We had no intention. We didn't know what we were doing, but we had a voice and we had a reason and we wanted to share that with people. So as we kept sharing free content, lots of value. We started writing emails, you guys. This is so funny. We should go back and like share this one day, but this is how like just innocent we were. We don't know anything about email marketing, and you don't have to know anything about email marketing. You don't even have to use email marketing, but we would just write recipes on Word documents and just attach them to emails and like send them to people we knew. I mean, we were just like, yeah, you want some free recipes? Like, here you go. And so we just kept sharing because we have a heart for that. We really wanted to help people. And through the years, I've been in this business now for 5 years. Through the years, particularly recently, within the last year or two, I started getting messages from people saying things like, I love the way you market and speak to your audience. I'm like, okay, what audience? I love the way you run your business. You're so different from a lot of people in the MLM world. And, I kind of didn't know what to think about that for a while of like, well, why would they say that? Or, what does that really mean? So, I really started kind of investigating that. And like I said, all this is just kind of falling on my lap, but I love listening to a couple, they now, I guess, can call themselves 7-figure earners, people who are, super successful. And two of those people that I really look up to and listen to their podcasts all the time are Jenna Kutcher and Rachel Hollis. So I don't know if you guys listen to them. If you don't, go check them out. Jenna Kutcher with a K. She has a podcast named Goal Digger, and Rachel Hollis has a podcast named The Rise Podcast. And both of them swear by the same advice, which is you have to create a brand for yourself to differentiate yourself from the sea of people out there. So what is the difference? A business is defined as an organization that sells a product or service. Now, a brand, on the other hand, is the image and the personality that holds a story, a vision, and purpose alongside that product or service. So don't get mixed up and think that all of a sudden you're not offering a product or service. You absolutely are, but you're really stepping into who am I? Who am I talking to? What sort of personality do I have? What sort of message do I want to share with the world? So here's a few really eye-opening statistics. 94% of consumers said that they would be highly likely to recommend a brand they were emotionally engaged with. 91% of people said they are more likely to purchase from a brand than a business because of trust and connection. 64% of consumers cite that they have shared values is the primary reason that they want to buy from a brand. So think about it for just a second. Why do brands hire big name celebrities? So there's a commercial for an LG refrigerator. I'm not even on the market for a refrigerator, that had Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard, and they're hilarious. And they're just being them and being a married couple. And, now I know all about LG refrigerators. And so probably when I'm ready, that might be the first one I'm going to look at. So why is that a thing? It's because they know, not Kristen and Dax, but the company, the brand, LG, knows that they can't just sell a product. They can't just be putting up marketing and billboards of buy my refrigerator, buy my refrigerator. They have to give themselves an image, a personality, human connection is what it's all about. So oftentimes, and I don't know if you felt this way coming into this call tonight, but people will hear the name brand or will hear the word brand. And they think that, oh, I have to have a logo and I have to have color schemes and graphic design and all this stuff. You don't. Because when you really dig in, you'll see that the most important thing for a brand is its vision, its voice, and its personality. So we didn't even have I guess we kind of have a logo. We didn't even have a logo for our food blog stuff for a long time. I think we went on the website, Fiverr, if you've heard of it, everything's $5. And we just put in a little thing for hey, can you make something cute that says deliciously simple so we can put it on our photos? And 2 hours later for $5, we had a little thing and we put that on our pictures. We don't know what we're doing either, guys. But we have a reason, we have a heart, and we want to serve people. And that's really why I think, creating a brand has been so successful for myself and my team. So, if you think about it, even if you went out there and spent thousands of dollars and you had a beautiful logo, these amazing colors, and your pictures looked great and your Instagram looked great. But if the words fall flat, if you don't have a voice and you don't have a mission and a personality, it's not going to matter. It's just not going to matter. So the two main reasons why, you know, building a brand over a business is so important. Number one, brands can make a bigger impact. If, excuse me, if my headphones run out of batteries, will someone let me know? I just got a little ding in my ear. So definitely let me know if you guys can't hear me. So brands can make an impact. When you have a brand, it's multidimensional, and your brand can make a bigger impact than just a business because of that heart and personality in it. And if you have a personality and a voice and a true beating heart, not only will you make a greater impact, but you'll invite people to be part of that with you. You have the ability to personally invite more people in an impactful way, and that takes them on their journey too and allows them to grow more. Number two, and I love this just made so much sense in my mind. Brands earn their ability to sell. So when a true brand is built, Jenna Kutcher and several other people refer to it as a jab, jab, right hook method. And what it means is that when the time is there, you can unapologetically sell. And why is that? It's because you are normally coming from a place of offering so much content, sharing and serving with so many people the majority of the time, that when it comes time to offering the shred, offering, you know, the new omegas or what, you know, whatever it is, the people are going to listen, you know, because you're just out there, you're sharing your heart, you're sharing all the time, you're adding so much value into people's lives. They feel connected to you. They know that you have shared and similar values. They're going to be at a space that they can't help but want to come over to you and be like, oh my gosh, I want to do what you're doing. This is amazing. Like, tell me more about it. I want to join. Get me in the shred. You know, like, I want to be your friend. I want to be in your community. And so that made a ton of sense to my brain. When you're in a business mindset, you're marketing every single day with ads and marketing messages that are only going to translate for those people who are like literally looking right now for that. And yes, there will be some people, but like, it's a small fraction, and you're going to alienate yourself from a whole sea of people who will probably be interested if they get to know you, if they get to learn about you, and if they get to form trust with you. Like, this life is really all about the human connection. People just want to connect. They don't just want to be out there buying products left and right. It's the whole reason why I didn't click on this girl's message that she sent me. I'm not interested, and I don't know what it was, but not interested right now. If she had offered something that allowed me to connect with her more, if she'd given some free values and free content or something, I would have been so much more likely to join her Facebook group or join whatever she's doing. And so really thinking about, you know, what does my social media look like right now? Am I filled with marketing messages, like a billboard, just like, you know, buy this, buy this, buy this? Or am I offering a lot of different content? I'll never forget this. And I remember Casey Elmore being the one to say it. I don't know where she got it from, but it's been very helpful for my mind also. And she said, you know, for every about 4 or 5 posts, for every one direct juice plus post that you do, you should do 4 to 5 other posts about your life, about adding value, about sharing something, you know. And that really comes into this mindset of, what sort of mindset do I have? Am I a brand with like a reason and a mission and a purpose and a, you know, a heart, a beating heart for wanting to help people? Or am I just a billboard, you know, just kind of walking around trying to sell my product? So all that being said, we're going to do a little exercise right now. and just take about 5 minutes, because what I hope tonight is I don't want to provide you with all this information and then you're like, oh, great, where do I start? Like, what am I doing here? So, and I'll just add my own little 2 cents here, because this is also how I approach my team and new people I want to be on my team. Is you can, this is what I'll literally say. Actually, one of my friends who's on here tonight, I told this to her the other night, because this is totally true. You can absolutely come in and join our brand that we already have. Like, I don't want to be out here alone, you know, doing Deliciously Simple or Christina or Jillian. Like, we're all in this together, like building this together, sharing recipes, sharing meal plans, you know, all of this stuff. So when I'm talking to new teammates, you know, I absolutely tell them, like, please feel free to come into our brand and help us. Like, we would love your voice. Use it as your own. Like, literally pretend that you're stepping into like being a leader on our team, because you are, and use this brand as if it's your own. So that's one of the big things, because sometimes people are not in a space in their life yet that maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know the vision or the message, or maybe, honestly, maybe their values are so aligned with mine that I am already speaking the message that they want to share. Those are the people I really want to work with, you know? Actually, I really want to work with just anybody, but like the people who share our same values, if we're saying the same thing, I mean, it's going to be a seamless, amazing partnership of helping each other out and you know, sharing our message with the world. And then other times I'll tell people, if what I'm sharing, you know, I kind of speak more to like the mom market and, you know, making things a little bit easier, simpler. If that doesn't really strike a chord with you, if you have something you're super passionate about, please, like, I would love to help you launch that brand, launch that message. Actually, I used Michelle the other night. I said, Michelle is super passionate about being plant-based and vegan. That's not my thing. And Michelle does that so well with her Plant Strong community. And so when you can find a teammate that has a mission or an idea or a brand that they want to explore, like, you need to fully support them to go do it, because they will step into such an amazing space in their business that they will become like a leader and do all these amazing things. So, you know, that's kind of how I approach that with my team, is really asking good questions. What are you passionate about? What kind of, you know, what kind of people do you want to help? What kind of message do you have? Seeing if our values are in line with each other and they want to step into like my brand and what I'm doing, or if they need help starting their own message, their own mission, their own brand. And it can be so easy, you guys. I mean, Facebook pages, that's all we really do, you know, but like I said, stepping into that voice a little bit more. Okay, so what I would love for you guys to do, and I will type these in the chat box so you don't have to remember, but I have 3 questions that I want you guys to think about for like the last 3 to 4 minutes, and we can share, you guys can ask questions at the end. But these are 3 questions. I got this from a Rachel Hollis podcast a couple weeks ago. And that is, number 1, help when you're thinking about what kind of brand, what kind of message you want to have. What do you stand for? What is your story? Oh, am I reading that right? Sorry. I just read the wrong one. Those are good questions too, you guys. Okay, sorry. Who do I most want to help? That's the one. Okay, sorry. I wrote down like 5 or 6 questions because I was listening to different podcasts and getting different ideas. Okay, who do I most want to help? What problem do I most want to solve? What solution do I most want to provide? I'm going to put these in the chat box, and we're going to take about 3 minutes to think about that. And I'll read them one more time. So, who do I most want to help? What problem do I most want to solve? And what solution do I most want to provide? Okay, about 1 more minute. Okay, so that is all I have. I will say that, like I said, resources that have been really helpful to me. Jenna Kutcher's podcast, Gold Digger, is amazing. Rachel Hollis' podcast is amazing. Honestly, following a lot of people I look up to, just seeing the way that they speak their message inspires me. And I honestly, I copy a lot of wording or use similar things that align with my own values. So I hope this has been really helpful, and let me know if you guys have questions, if you want to share, if anyone wants to share what they wrote down or ask anything. I'd love to hear from you. You have to unmute yourself, though.
Yeah.
I kind of want to, can I share something, Jenny?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I listened to that same podcast, I guess, that you were listening to. I forget who she was interviewing, but those 3 questions really struck a chord with me.
I think his name was Ken, right?
Yeah,
Ken?
I have it written down somewhere. But what I started doing is in my Start Today journal that Michelle got us, or got me when I got SC, and I just started doing this at the beginning of the month, that literally on one side I do what I'm supposed to do in the Start Today journal. But then on the other side, I started writing down those questions and answering them. And I don't cheat. I don't let myself go back through them until the end of the week and start looking for like patterns or like what keeps going over and over. So I'm trying to figure out exactly like my brand and everything. So this was so great and helpful. But
good. I love that. That's such a good strategy.
Yeah, kind of going through it every day or every couple days, just to kind of see what keeps resonating with me,
That's
over and over again.
That's a great strategy, because sometimes I have the same Start Today journal, and sometimes when I'm really tired, I go back and I look. I'm like, what did I write yesterday? Yeah. But I like that a lot, because it forces your brain into just what am I feeling today? Like, what do I want to write about? Like what, because maybe a new idea will pop up. And you're like, wow, I had no idea. I'm so passionate about Alzheimer's patients, and I really want to get nutrition into Alzheimer's patients because my grandma had, there's so many things that can come forward. You just don't know what's going to strike a chord with you and with someone else. So awesome. I love it.
I think that you kind of hit the nail on the head when you talk about who do you want to help, because obviously we have a product that can help anyone. I mean, we say from womb to tomb, or,
right.
Vegan to heathen, everyone can benefit. So sometimes we just get, kind of lost in our messaging consistency. But I think that, if you get into a focus of who you're really wanting to talk to, you can get good at saying the same messages in a lot of different ways to resonate with that audience. And so let's say it's moms or women, or, you know, maybe it's not super specific, but it's women or moms. You know, you can find ways to market your added value and market your products in ways that would appeal to moms. And of course, every now and then you could share something like about your husband, or, you know, like, but the focus and the core of your, you know, your messaging can really be based on that, because you have to think about who's the purchase decision maker for my product.
I love that. Actually, I heard this also on the Jenna Kutcher podcast. She said, you know, to be extremely successful, like literally a millionaire, you actually only need 1,000 super fans. That's it. 1,000 super fans. And super fans are people who will buy anything that, you know, they'll come see you, and, you know, she does different things. So it's like, they'll come see you in person, or they'll buy your latest ebook or whatever, you know, come to an event with you. But if you have 1,000 super fans, then, you know, that equates to being like wildly successful. And she was like, does that allow you to just take a deep breath for a second? Like, you don't have to be out there with like 500,000 followers or millions of followers. It's like, when you can, and you can even break it down from there if you need to, but like, refine your voice so much so that you're like, who are these 1,000 super fans? What do they talk like? What are they interested in? And refine your voice so much that that's exactly who you're talking to every day. And, you know, it seems like you're putting blinders on, but you're actually getting really into like your lane and like your valley of like, it's going to be good. So I loved that too. I thought that was like really interesting.
Yeah. Because when you know who you're talking to, they're going to know that you're talking to them.
Totally.
I love that you said that about, you don't need 500,000 followers, because sometimes it feels like, oh, you know, if I just had 10,000 or 20,000 followers on Instagram, then I'd be making it. But I was looking at someone promoting a training, and she was talking about, I think it was Julie Solomon, and she was talking about how there's a lot of people who are big, you know, influencers on Instagram, but you shouldn't focus on followers, because there are a lot of people who are influencers who don't make any money. Like, they make products, but they're like poor influencers. Like, they just do social media all the time, but they don't actually make money, or they're spending so much money trying to maintain, you know, the whole thing, that they're not actually making a lot. And so that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. And that's why I like that she said truly 1,000 super fans. And you can, like, you could literally have 5,000 followers, but if 1,000 of them were super fans, like, you know, stop comparing the numbers. It's like, stay in your lane. Who am I focused on? Who do I most want to help? How am I helping them? What solution am I providing? And just like unapologetically, like, go at that, you know, because it's going to set your heart on fire. It's going to wake you up out of bed every day. And it's really going to fill you with a lot of passion.
Awesome. Will you do me a favor, and on our Team Plant Strong, will you put the podcast that you were talking about with the question?
Yeah, I'll put it maybe in the comments when you post this.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. That'd be great. I always like to, you know, it helps you round out your thoughts to have multiple, like you said, sources of saying the same thing but different.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
Anyone else have questions? Here we go.
Why?
I was also just going to speak real quick to, like, don't be afraid to partner with and hop on board with, you know, someone that is speaking your language, or a brand that's speaking your language, because obviously I'm on Jenny's team. And at first I was like, can I invite people to, like, you know, get on the email list or that sort of thing? Because I love what, you know, her and Christina set up and the brand that they created. And she was like, yes, of course, you know. And so now I really connect with Deliciously Simple and helping people with the food portion of things and ideas and that sort of thing. And I use the brand as my own. And that has been something that has been really powerful for me too. So, even though I didn't create it, I very much resonate with it. And so don't be afraid to hop on board. I like that. That was something that that Nat is cracking me up.
I don't know what is away from me.
But I mean, if you connect with someone and resonate with it too, you know, jumping on board with them and partnering with them too, I just wanted to reiterate what Jenny said too.
Yeah, Jillian's been amazing. Like, I coined her the dessert queen the other day. Desserts, like, that's not really my thing. And so she's come, you know, like, when you really find those people that have similar values to you and want to speak the same thing, it's amazing. I'm like, yes, like, please come in. I put up a post the other day in Deliciously Simple too. Like I'm looking to bring more people onto this specific team, like this Deliciously Simple team. And that message is not going to jive with everybody, but I'm okay with that. It's like, we're reading the energy bus right now. Like, I want the same energy level people on my bus. And I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. I have a quick question, Jenny.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? So I love what you're saying. I totally agree with you, like the branding versus the business. And what I've also heard lately is like having a kind of like a name or a hashtag that you use in all your posts. And then that can feel like overwhelming to me because I'm like, yes, this makes sense. I need to do it. Like, do you feel like you need to have like a name or like narrow down, like, or just kind of, can it be like conceptual? Like, okay, I know my audience, I know who I want to help, and like, I've got this. Cause like, I think I was just like a network marketer. She's like, you need to have like a hashtag instead of like saying your product. Like, it's like Radiant Mama or like whatever, like your thing is, you know? And then that's hard. Cause I'm like, oh, is there another Radiant Mama out there? Like, I don't know, whatever it is, you know?
I would say, I don't know, mixed. I wouldn't say it's like crucial. Like, you have to have a name to, like, if you can speak your message and your mission really well, like, Emily, I think you're really good at, once again, speaking to moms, empowering them, like, after their postpartum experience. If you can speak your mission and your voice really well, I think that's the most important thing. Because once again, you could have a great flashy name, but like, if the personality on the back end, it's not going to matter. So, like, you know, it's kind of funny. Christine and I were talking about this other day. Like, we really didn't have intention to like build our own Facebook group. It kind of just came to be and like has built. But now in hindsight, I'm like, oh wow, like, this has been really helpful for like X, Y, and Z. We do have a name, but I would say the most important thing is really thinking about, who do I most want to help? What problem am I really helping them with? And how am I doing that? And speaking that so crystal clear. That's going to set you apart more than a name, honestly. That's my opinion.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think that over time, I mean, your brand can change and your message can change as you go into different stages of life or different seasons. Like, I feel like I started building my nourishment brand, and then our team was Team Thrive, and then it morphed into Team Plant Strong. So, but because I was so consistent, whatever I was doing, I was 100% in. I was able to navigate through all of those and still come out with the same followers, if that makes sense, or more.
That makes a lot of sense, because actually she mentions that also. She says one of the things about a brand versus a business is brands can pivot when they need to. So, you know, you could pivot out of nourishment and pivot into this, but you've always been really passionate about plant-based, vegan, teaching people to eat more plants from the first day I met you. And like, that's a message that you have that's really strong. So yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. Cool. Super insightful. I feel like we could have even a part 2 sometime. So
I know. Those podcasts are money. You should go check them out.
For sure. Well, thanks, Jenny. Thanks for leading us. Thanks for sharing your wisdom. It's been fun to watch your team and your brand grow, and you never know, you might see a little something about that on main stage in Austin.
I can't wait.
So thank you guys for being on. Thanks, Jenny, for hosting and sharing your knowledge and wisdom. And y'all have a great evening. Next week, we're going to have another guest speaker. So stay tuned for the flyer.
All right.
Have a great night, guys.